Hey everybody. Back in 2020, when the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, was raging across the world, everyone wanted a science education. I wish that were true today. Back then, the Ontario Science Centre approached me to film some videos that they wanted to share with young people across the province to educate them on the nature of science, specifically on the nature of epidemiology. Now, I don't know what they did with these videos. I think they used them for an exhibit, but I still have the raw materials that I sent them. And I thought, hey, 6 years later, let's share them with the world. So in the next few uploads, I'm going to share the videos that I made for the Ontario Science Centre. Hope you enjoy them. Hello, I'm Dr. Raywat Deonandan. I'm an epidemiologist and associate professor at the University of Ottawa. And I want to talk a little bit about the nature of science. An important thing that we have to consider when looking at the things the scientists say, especially in a public health emergency like COVID-19, is that all of this is true until further notice. Because scientists work on the basis of evidence. The more information we get, the more we refine our analysis and conclusions. So don't be surprised if we change our minds. As new information comes in, we should change our minds. The other thing that I think is important to think about when considering a disease like COVID-19 is the difference between individual risk and population risk. This is a hard one because we like to think about how things affect us as individuals. Here's an example. We think that the probability of dying if you get COVID-19 is between 0.5 and 1%. That doesn't sound scary, and it isn't. For a person like me who's relatively fit and healthy, and maybe you who are probably young and fit and healthy as well, the chances of dying of this disease are really small. So your individual risk, very, very small. But if enough people get this disease, in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions get this disease, 1% of a large number is a large number. So the risk isn't to us as individuals necessarily, it's to the population. It sounds obvious. That little switch, that little change in how to think about this is all the difference. And throughout the duration of this pandemic, learning to think about it as a population endeavor and not an individual problem is how we combat the problem. The same goes with vaccination. It doesn't matter if the vaccines maybe aren't as good as some other vaccines. If enough people get vaccinated, then the population crisis goes away. So what I'm hoping is that more people learn to think in terms of what happens to populations and groups and communities, and less about what it means to you as an individual. Because ultimately, if it's good for the population, it's going to be good for us as individuals as well.